and the blue team is gonna need to drop, set up the bunker, and Dallas and the team is already all over it.
Indeed, they're looking to set themselves up right here. TaiiTo also going to be falling very shortly, so yeah, definitely good hold. And seeing Ansia, in this case, on the Ana instead of the Mercy, just getting, like I said, a bit more of that amping onto Suzu, maybe get the nanoblades going.
Yeah, but I like the general positioning of the team of Behave, because when Dallas jumps in, there's immediately Voidless on him, there is Algenum with the Storm Arrow on him, and Winston can't really live through all of this.
Yeah, that's one of the things, if you're not playing with a defensive ultimate, you have to face Nanoblade. Heroes like Mei and even like a Mei Torbjorn combination can be very difficult to face. In this case, it's having the two tanks with extra damage mitigation and Ritter on the Mei and then even the Immortality field. It can be difficult to cut for this. Right, let's see how we fare. Suzu manages to avoid the halted combination for now. Let's see if anyone else gets hit by it.
But TaiiTo got Dallas coming in with the save, but now he's walled.
Yeah,
and I think it's going to be a reset.
I think it will be again. And now Suzu also he gets the deflect, but not for much longer. The Mei left click is going to be quite rough, and then Plank finds the last click onto Aldiran, which is a good potential to reset, but instantly gets resurrected backed up by Gallia.
Yeah, but also I think to watch now is Plank is going to use probably the sights before the fight, which is going to give Suzu a nice insight on who to blade when he actually blades.
True, but the question is, like, who do you want to blade after all playing clumped up? Like, do you want to go for the Maid or Roadhog, or the rest are all, like, all in a bunch? Well, they're going to open up with it anyways. And
well, you need to go for the field.
Cuts down. Okay, Suzu are living up to that. Definitely a lot of ults being popped here, but it looks like Red Team's thing for taking. Bloodcarm does take down Voiles in the meantime, and Dallas is still going strong too. Only 3 members left alive right now, and that's probably not going to cut it. Mei is still on a point, and Ritter gets an extra freeze. But still, Voiles gets resurrected back up, and this fight is not over yet, not by any means, because Kristen takes out Gallus. Ansia hits 2 crucial shots onto Gala and just gets the Mercy out of the thick of things, which is very good, and Plank finishes up Ritter, so it's not easy, but Red Team is looking like they might be able to stabilize. That's the Immortality field and the Amplification mates, but TaiiTo, ooh, the support and the tanks are kicking up now. This entire Red Team is lifting themselves up, and one hook from Voiles takes down TaiiTo, but so the rest of the team is still there. Suzu and Bloodcarm both find a pick, and Dallas returns to
and the respawns are back, so yeah. I mean, it was a bit of a messy fight, but it came through. I liked the idea from Behave to zone the Genji out with
the Mei and the
Rodagold and Maid, but it didn't really work out. He still managed to get 2 crucial picks, and
the Immortality field down. But it was still a very nice fight with like kills swinging in back and forth. It was very, like, everyone got to shine that fight, I felt. Everyone played that part.
But it was a hard-fought battle. It wasn't easy for the Bro moment, even though they came in with superior ultimate power.
Indeed. Well, we'll be sure to see if they can continue pushing up here. Plank gets hooked instantly, so it doesn't look too favorable quite yet, and Dallas is looking to get themselves out of there as well.
He forced the wall, which is...
Forced the wall down, forces a whole hog out, but I'm not sure if he intended to do so. Definitely Voiles stepping up to the plate with the extra healing from Mercy.
I don't think you ever want to force a whole hog if you're 1 meter away from Roadhog.
I think I can live by that motto, Screedy. I'll remember it. However, we will have Diva Bomb, and we have a lot of ults here. We've got Nanoway coming up again with Primal Rage and Self-Destruct. But
we have a DC.
Pause, okay. And that was TaiiTo, who was having that Diva Bomb. We'll just wait until he comes back.
Yeah, it is a bit unfortunate. Diva Bomb is pretty useful. It's gonna zone you're gonna force the shield. Yeah, you're gonna zone people out a bit, and then again, when all this chaos is happening, Monkey can jump in, Genji can dash in with blades, stuff like this. So unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, but we'll be looking to get him back in shortly for sure. In the meantime, definitely the Red Team has some very strong ultimates in a Bro moment, but looking at Behave, what do they have? They have Abongos. They have basically almost 2 support ults up. They have the Mails and the Hanzo. So the only thing they're really going to be lacking is the whole hog, which just helped them secure a fight. So no biggie there, So
I mean, but how do you defend against the Nanoblade? I mean, you can try the Mei ultimate, but other than that, you can also hope for a lucky Hanzo headshot. But this can be tough for them.
It's going to be a tough fight nonetheless, but at least have some very strong tools at their disposal to get themselves back in.
Yes.
In the meantime, we'll be waiting for our North American brother TaiiTo to get back onto EU Ping. I'm sure he loves it. And hopefully he can rejoin his team shortly again, because they'll definitely need that extra man. They'll need the Diva player. In the meantime,
they can... Maybe we should call Bob.
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 Yeah, I was wondering if we should call Bob Ross or Fumes Bob. They're both kind of good, I must say.
Still, I want to just looking at this match alone. I want to commend Voidless again. His Roadhog play has been really, really solid. The hooks, the damage. Knowing when to come in, or when to go in, when to kind of play a little bit safer. Because he is this huge 600 HP target, but he walks this fine line between feeding and actually getting picks and providing value.
So far, the line has been drawn by his hook, which secures quite a few kills. So he's been walking the line just fine for now.
But also a lot of ultimates. I feel like he has an ultimate every second fight.
I mean, he does get a lot of good things. And in the meantime, TaiiTo has returned into the Discord call with his teammates, which is nice, which means that our game will be underway shortly. One thing I would like to point out as well is the flexibility of Bloodgorm and Ansia in the Bro moment, because in the previous maps, we oftentimes saw Ansia playing Mercy, who's more of a classic main support. Yes. But in this case, Ansia's been able to flex over to the Mercy, and Bloodgorm has been taking over the main support, which I just like to see the flexibility from the support category there to kind of help each other out and back each other up. And as we saw the previous Nanoblade, like Suzu got some crucial picks with the Nanoblade, even in quite dire circumstance, and then Ansia managed to find 2 shots onto Gallia to make sure the Mercy couldn't stall much longer.
And in the end, the risky sound barrier from Bloodgorm was able to keep them onto the cart, wait for the respawns to come in, like Dallas to jump in and stuff. Yeah, because maybe without the sound barrier, they would get just dismantled from the payload. So fighting value.
Indeed, and Bloodgorm also got 1 pick onto Voidless. It was resurrected later, but it still creates a lot of pressure and space for your team. So they're definitely stepping up to the plate in that sense. And like you said, if they didn't cap it right there, it would have been very difficult for Bro moment, because try to push into a bunker with Mei when you don't have your Nanoblade, it's hard to say, but Infrasize isn't going to quite cut it.
Well, not really. You already know, even without the Infrasides, that they sit behind the shield.
You can just confirm where the shield is by looking at the 6 blobs on your screen. And if there's 5, you're very anxious, because that means someone's probably out and about, snooping about somewhere. But yeah, what I would expect from Blue Team here, I'm not sure if they expect the Nanoblade to be incoming, but potentially they might be giving Strompigus some extra bit of time to just get the last percentage on his ultimate. Still, though, Brahman is under quite a bit of pressure because they have the Nanoblade, they need to perform. They just lost 1 ultimate in the Diva Self-Destruct, but they only have 2.5 minutes, so I'm not sure if it's going to be that easy to farm up another Nanoblade. Although I must say, they just used Nanoblade last fight, and it only took them 1 fight to kind of brandish a new one.
Yeah, so. I think this 2-minute mark is always a safe cushion to charge your ultimate. So we saw Chris charge his in 50 seconds. So I think Genji, when you find a good angle and you just keep spamming shurikens and you find an opportune dash against bunker, you can charge your ultimate quite fast.
Definitely, and especially like we saw with Chris, if there's a couple people that don't really quite expect you get maybe the first right click in shurikens, then you dash after, and you maybe even get a reset or 2. That'll boost up your ultimate charge, and maybe if you get some extra damage amp, that will help out. Right. TaiiTo did join the game just now again. Means that he will not have his ult charge on Diva, sadly. But it seems like both sides are going to be ready, so we can actually see how this one teamfight will how will unfold. TaiiTo is just waiting to see if his models are loading in, I suppose. But yeah, we'll be seeing the Nanoblade versus whatever the blue team can branch up against him, because Nanoblade is quite a potent combination.
It is. I think they're just gonna try the Mei ult again, and try to kind of play in it.
Yeah.
In the Mei ult, but will that be enough before Genji slashes and dashes the squishies?
Yeah. Or until Widowmaker just finds an off angle?
Yeah, because even if you finally manage to freeze him, it may already be too late because he killed 3 people. So it's also always an interesting question. Maybe you just want to give this fight, just not use any ultimates, give them the fight, but then come back and win the next one, and just kind of play from Nanoblade to Nanoblade, hoping that it's going to be enough, so they don't push till the end.
Okay, so both sides are ready now, so we're actually going to get into the game. TaiiTo will probably pick up the again, sell it without an ultimate, but we'll see how that goes. But the question is, if you let the Nanoblade just wipe your teammate, will you be able to recontest before the next phase? Because that's always quite of a big moment.
Exactly, because the payload is already halfway through.
Yeah, and maybe a recontest will be difficult. Algernon takes the first crucial pick onto Plank, which is not a good way to start here. Meantime, the Mei comes in snooping about Dallas, spots his opposing teammates, but Voidless!
Oh, but that was a
good hook, and that helps her escape just narrowly with maybe 30 HP if it wasn't much more for sure. TaiiTo back into the thick of things, instantly starts shooting those tanks to get his ultimate back online. They open up with the mailed. Suzu wants to counteract with the blade. Doesn't quite find the nanoboost, but Ansia dies, so no nanoboost online for him. Rare also takes down TaiiTo's mech, and Plank does find 1 immortality field, but blue team Behave is doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, not getting out of the pause as they hoped.
Anse got frozen in the Mei ult, and all the follow-up that kind of, and I guess Suzu was counting that maybe she'd still be able to nano, but it was just a tad too late.
Yeah, just a touch. Unfortunate for them, but they might still have other things at their disposal. Suzu is now going to swap over to the Hanzo, making sure they have a bit of an advantage in these ranged damage duels. However, they do not have a Mercy of their own, which may make it a bit more difficult. Question is now, where does the Nano boost go on to? Because Dallas already has his ultimate, and I would like to see Nano Hanzo. It's quite spectacular, but I'm not sure if it's always the best. Booster comes in quickly. That's maybe not what they had anticipated, but I guess we're going with it now. Foilers with the whole hog again, pushes people around and about. In the meantime, the Dragon Strike comes in again, but Bloodcom did in the meantime have his own ultimate, so he'll be able to push through. Dallas goes deep into the backline, but gets frozen up by Ritter quite badly. Who now falls, but okay, 2 picks on both sides, or 1 pick from both sides, rather.
No immortality field.
Indeed.
That's another big requested. We 4v4 right now.
Picks going back for but Gallia might be looking for a resurrect if she gets a chance. In the meantime, Red Team is just pushing this payload. Voiles is staying alive with all the help from supports, but an anti-nade cutting up deeply. TaiiTo does get hooked, but they finally get the kill into Voiles. Dallas returning onto the Hammond here, but so Blue Team's looking to contest this point with the newly acquired immortality field now, and the amplification mages. They are not giving this one up, and Bloodgorm falls quickly. TaiiTo does have his ultimate. This may be a good time to use it. There we go. Mail goes spin back and forth. The Maywall cuts off a lot of things. Big Diva Bomb from TaiiTo. He lost his first one, but he's not losing this one, that's for sure. Making this one count. Jeez, I did not see that coming. Well played to TaiiTo.
There was a Maywall and everything. It seemed like they safe.
I had the feeling too, but that must have been like perfectly placed.
Yeah,
it had to be. They're now going to the bunker setup, but definitely making that one default that he had TaiiTo, he made it count. Got the 4 kill and got the point secured here.
Yeah, that's sending the message like you're lucky I DC'd before.
Yeah, means I know are going to see the Ana variant, which will help them in their Roadhog hook duels. However, Crested 10 gets taken down by Ansi once again. No. Foilus in a whole lot of hurt right now, but he gets out just in time. Bloodgorm gets taken up by Algin, who has to peek outside the shield, and now Foilus did end up using his ultimates, gets interrupted, but still the 2 kills are there with about 1 minute to spare for Behave, so they're still establishing quite a hold here. Good hook onto TaiiTo, getting the staggers, and this is brutal. And Suzu decides to jump in, at least gets his ultimate, but it's a reset time.
I think also the thing with Wireless is he gets excited, like he's gonna get a hook, kill somebody, and then he's just immediately gonna follow it up with a greedy whole hog. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but
However, for his ultimate, but he managed to get
already 50%, so...
Yeah. I mean, if you use it on cooldown, it starts to become like a cooldown because you just continuously farm it. You never have it idly. Right, Dragon Strike now coming in from Susan. Ooh, a lot of damage jump here. Crested 10 falls quickly.
We have an immortality field.
Yeah, but so much damage there from the blue side. It's double damage jump time, but 1 nano boost onto Dallas will definitely help him out a bit. The snipers for the blue team are finding all the kills in the meantime that they need, and the Mercy now forced to fly out into the open and gets taken down strongly. He finds Bloodgorm, and then Dallas falls as well. 10 more seconds to go, and I think this is a very potent foothold for Behave here. Because, okay, Susan's now going to try and touch on a Tiz here, but is anyone going to be there in time? I think not, no. Right, so, of course the DC wasn't exactly in Brawl Moment's favor, but in general they seem to struggle quite a lot against the bunker composition that was thrown at them.
Yeah, so and with this in mind, they still pushed pretty far, and I think even though I get a feeling, and I think also like Behave gets the feeling like, yeah, we're the better team, they still got pushed pretty far.
Yeah, sure. They at least, Brawl Moment got to cap 2 points. They didn't get very far on the last point, but at least that 2-point cushion is definitely a safety measure that you want to have. You don't want to have to full hold per se. Does mean, however, that if Brawl Moment now does get snowballed a bit and they lose 2 points quickly, then the enemy team only has to push it a little bit on the third. So definitely a lot of pressure on them to actually continue holding on in the other phases because the series is on the line right now.
Pretty much, you don't want to give up the second point, because if you give up the second point, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, and you also don't really want to be facing the struggle of having to hold, let's say, Streets phase for 4 minutes, because if you lose the first fight quite quickly on the first point, and you lose it very quickly, then it's going to be difficult to transition into that second point and into the third one. Right. Dallas no longer... we expected some dive, which definitely the red team managed to go for a bit, but now they're looking to bunker up as well. They see the utility of the maze, so never mind. Suzu's going to go onto the ice, double sniper with some extra anti-tank abilities. Quite potent there. See how red team manages to fare up against a relatively similar composition, but once again, Ritter on the mate, definitely showing his value today.
And also, you know, right now the bro moment. I mean, sorry, the OBHave's given props to Strong Tiggy, and I gotta agree, his Baptiste play has been really solid, saving people left and right. Also, great matrixes. So you know,
definitely big shout out. He's a very crucial part of his team. Right, let's see how things go. And immediately the plus heal nade from Bloodcarm hits his own team, so that's they won't be dying anytime soon. The mate wall mitigates the ability to push quite yet, and the fight's going to be taking place underneath the tunnel. First hook doesn't quite find anything, but at least some abilities get traded back and forth once more. Right, quite an aggressive positioning here from a bro moment, and at least them getting hooked in first. TaiiTo is in quite a lot of trouble. However, the anti-nade, the healing nade, the Ana pick is very crucial from Bloodcarm, manages to save his own Roadhog. A lot of things get traded back and forth, but Ritter does get arrested up again, but maybe lowers unless he gets the wall off, but Mercy flies over just in time. The halt comes in, and another hook onto TaiiTo, and I'm not sure if they can save him from this position. He's trying to run for his life, but eventually he succumbs. Crystal 10 in the meantime is very low, but the Immortality Field manages to catch him out just in time. And a new wall and halt combo of Violence and Ritter and Strumpagate. They're pushing up once more.
And I think in this fight we saw, like, in this close quarters kind of fighting, in the end you're gonna get more value out of the Immortality Field than the nade, because you know, you just you're purple, but then again the enemy team can't die.
Indeed, you have to be very vigilant on getting the Immortality Field focused down instantly, or maybe getting some extra value of the Ana. But I like the variety that way. However, here the wall from Suzu is once again from Ritter rather, is very strong on the TaiiTo. And instantly the mailed pop by Ritter as well. He's looking to confirm it right here, right now, and a lot of damage here. Suzu does find Aldium in the meantime, but still, it seems like despite Suzu's efforts, there's an advantage here for the blue team to push. Plank does take down Ritter and has no resurrectability for that one, so definitely a good chance to maybe recontest relatively soon. Both snipers are bursting down at shield quickly too.
Bob is ready.
Ansia gets hooked. Ooh, clutch. That's a big
rough one.
Yeah, because now we might be looking at a very... Well, the pressure to like hold the last point for a very long time. Suzu stepping up to the plate, gets another kill, and throws in Bob, who instantly destroys the Immortality Field, and a lot of damage gets thrown in back and forth, and it creates a lot of pressure for Voidless to deal with. Bob is doing all he can and actually finds Voidless at the end too. It looks like at last, Brahman will be able to get a hold here. Suzu
stabilize.
Suzu did so well here. He got so many picks and damage in over the last two fights. He's been crucial to his team's success, even when things look dire.
And you know, and they still have tools for the next fight. They're gonna have Nano, they're gonna have Hanzo's ultimate.
Indeed, and
you know, I guess Suzu will be able to charge Bob very soon.
It's halfway again already. I mean, definitely, I would say the blue side has a mailed relatively soon again, and they have Whole Hog in the same type of way, and they still have the Hanzo ult with the Biomers, whereas for like a red team, we only have a Nano boost and a Hanzo ult, so they'll be needing to get some very sharp value because there's no tank ult online and no Valkyrie. Right, let's see how the fight unfolds here. Two teams are squaring off. Instantly use the bombs, but also instantly use the dragon to counteract, and a little big pull forces the Immortality Field, but Crescent 10 falls nonetheless. Bloodcarm takes him down, and now in the meantime, TaiiTo hits onto Alginum. Let's fight back and forth, but it seems like the red team is doing quite well in this case, and both teams get Orisa under Orisa.
Yeah, both Orisas are up.
Yeah, May flies for the end, now pushes her own thing.
And there's the Bob.
Comes in again.
Escaped the freeze.
And in the meantime, it buys some time. It's okay because it makes sure
face tanked that Bob.
True, but it means that when the team was frozen, they did not lose anyone. Only after the freeze subsided was Ritter able to pick off Suzu. And Dallas, in the meantime, gets none of this and gets a lot of healing.
Incredible save from Bloodcarm.
Yeah, he's been quite anxious on those. I do like how they've adapted to this.
Oh, and there's also Tracer from Suzu now.
Yeah, he wanted to get back into the fight quickly after he uses Bob and got picked after, and he's immediately getting back into the thick of things, gets a kill just to confirm the fight. But yeah, I like this choice from Bloodcarm to get onto the Ana, because they've noticed that the Mei can be quite difficult for their own Roadhog to deal with, but just having that extra bit of help from the Ana, I mean, on points 8 was not always successful as the Immortality Field got some value, but in a situation like this, you see one of your tanks get hooked, you just slap some extra healing onto them, and well, I mean, Strongway can throw an Immortality Field onto the red team's main tank, but I mean, that's not going to quite help them. That anti-nade is what you're looking for. Instantly hook here onto TaiiTo. We need a lot of help backing up here. Walks around the Mei wall, no cleats in time, but gets focused down and frozen so harshly. Avoids takes down Suzu instantly as well. This seems like Obehave now is a good moment to push because those two positions don't seem very resible. Yeah, that was going to be in a lot of hurt. Strongpicker with another crucial kill. Finally, the first blood is on Galdi and the Immortality Field, which are good picks, but Voidless takes down Plank. Now it looks like blue team has to actually try and make sure they cap here. Suzu's going to get back onto the Doomfist. Trying to get some clutch picks in here, but looking at the blue team, they have a lot of ults coming up here, and they only need to cap it here and then just a little bit more. Instant isolation onto TaiiTo, and the point gets capped before Suzu can touch. And this looks dire now. They need to find some very quick picks, but TaiiTo's the first one to fall. And in the meantime, yeah, Blue Team's like, yeah, we're confirming it right here, right now. If Blue Team manages to push it over the like yellow gold line there, that's a series done. Galley finds another good pick there, and yeah, now they just need to hold them off. A lot of good ability to recontest her. Suzu can maybe go in with a Nanoboost. We have the halt. Suzu going back onto the Ash, wants to get some more stability here, but still Nanoboost with 2 Tangles line, but they need to get someone to contest in.
And a handhold 5%, so...
Yeah, but someone needs to touch her. It's just a couple more meters. Can anyone touch this point before it runs out? No! O-Behave wins the series! And that means that...
you know, in a pretty convincing fashion.
Yeah, like no slacking about. The King's Road map was like fierce. They just held it by the choke for ages. And here they just managed to make Brawl Moment struggle so much throughout all phases. Surely Brawl Moment got to cap the first 2 phases, but it was just rough for them. And here, just over the top.
Oh my god.
Very nice. I mean, he gets frozen up after, but I think he doesn't mind it too much. He enjoyed that Diva Bomb. Definitely, but that's a big shake-up, definitely, because Brawl Moment was undefeated up till now. Hadn't even dropped the map, and now they lose the series 2-0, bringing a lot of interesting things back into the
you know, yeah, exactly. But I gotta say that O-Behave looked way better than against in their first match against Clockwork Mandara.
Definitely, I think it's very good for them that they managed to win that first map again, or first series rather, against Clockwork Mandara, because now they're suddenly stepping up big, getting the 2 wins in. And do keep in mind, they already have one. They already have their breaks. They can just continue rolling with the good momentum.
Exactly.
Very good series here. Right. So that was this series. Definitely be looking to give you guys an update. We are completely catching up with our schedule. So our next match will be broadcasted at 10 p.m. CEST, Central European Summertime. That'll be in about 7 or 6 minutes. We'll be seeing you guys then. I'll do a quick checkup on what our schedule is.